Welcome to another episode of Live with Lizzy, coming to you from a beautiful sunny day in Boston, Massachusetts. Let's dive right into some of my older poems today. Rebel Droplet. One drop of rain in the pack looks much the same as its fellows, but let's pretend this one is special. Why not? It is, in fact. This rebel droplet agonized for a long time, cast around its watery eyes, took in its childhood bedroom. Posters of boy bands on cloud walls sweetened a difficult life. Droplet had to let go in order to fly. Watch as she knifes the air, such a graceful blade, a painful pelt against cheek raising red in protest. The battle will never be won, just paused for a while. Like so should we rest. Droplet turns in the air, unfettered at last, so warm in the graying light. The thin nerve sneaking through is trigeminal, far-reaching, terse. Lone raindrops cannot read stop signs, but they understand symbolism, so they do just fine. They find a safe place to sleep at night. Droplet's boundaries extend in all directions. Oasis so bursting is contained, at least in its own way. It can be found easily when navigating by the sweeter rain's compass. We drink deeply only when we find careful friends to be shoulder to shoulder among. Let the water mellow as the river descends. A curling poster tacked up high on the notice board attests. A springtime deluge is precious but also precarious. Mind the ice flows as they stroll past. They wish to be water, but their chill will last. Droplet attempts a home, flexes her muscles with grace, creates a softening place each city she goes. She hustles with care. A record once broken can never again be made whole. Luckiest ancestors. We come from our luckiest ancestors, the ones who did not trip on exposed roots, who thought to put a lock upon the door and also a small window to look through. We traveled down long strands of DNA, hand over hand, feet firm upon the rungs. We clambered G and T and C and A to form the bodies that we would become. We are the studio remix of those who looked both ways before they crossed the street. The cover songs that everybody knows because of how they use the old school beats. A penny on the street catches your eye. The year is 1925. The Ballad of Ms. Sherilyn. Come on over for a pot of afternoon porch tea. Girl, get yourself over here. I steeped a good one today. It's lightly caffeinated, tart, and just a little spicy. Did you know that the church choir director, Mr. Quinn, is sleeping with the recently single Miss Sherilyn? The secret, which I'm quite sure we will keep, hid for a while, primly neat. But last night she felt too good, and he chose to stay, elected to luxuriate and stay off his feet, left in the early morning under the watchful eyes of the new day, and me. A juicy, sisterly, secret-sharing session just can't be beat. This time together with you really is the truest blessing. There's plenty of cake left. Here, baby, take another slice. I met with Miss Sherilyn for brunch recently. She didn't speak a word in defense of her multitude of dates. Does she think we all don't see the slinky way that she sins? I tried my womanly best to remind her true love waits. She yawned wide, lipstick loud, and laughed right in my face. Baby, let me get you a little top up for your tea. Want another piece of cake? The story's about to get real juicy. Miss Sherilyn, she stood right up in front of all the folks at brunch. The sound of forks on plates crashed down to silence in her wake. She said something so profane I can only pray it was a joke. Bitch, I don't give a shit what you think. I enjoy the dick I take. She grabbed her purse and took her leave, a reputation up in smoke, a conscience in the breeze. Peony. I waited, cradling reality in my palms, for as long as I could. But baby girl, she forced my hand, urged forth the conversation with her questions about where I go at night, prying why the front door opens after I tuck her in all warm and tight. Baby girl invited herself into the world in much the same manner. 2 weeks before my heart was ready, she kicked open the door, asking, why, with each open gummed wail. Her yearning would not be deterred, nor would mine. Yesterday morning, the sun nosed me awake, ready to forget the midnight struggle. I poured 2 heavy mugs of coffee and invited baby girl to sit down with me at the strong, steady table husband carved us from a lightning-struck tree. She eased her budding, rosy potentialed preteen body into a seat next to mine, all questioning eyes seeking warning. Baby girl, I want to teach you about the pink peony root. I stared across the scarred table, examining at my leisure her pale, freckled face, the same complexion as her father. In our family, we help women. We do the necessary. We do what it takes, even when it's scary. A silent stare, a steady gaze from unwrinkled brown eyes. It hurts to know with certainty that she is headed for more complicated days. A deeper pain surfaces knowing I cannot follow her there. Her young shoulders must choose carefully before they lift my bag at night. All I can do is educate her, teach her wrong from right. She came and went. I still sometimes buy her those lush coral peonies, but she doesn't know. How could she? I give them to everyone but her on my walk home. The wild-hearted little girl who gapes at my sparkling silver shoes. The young, exhausted father flexing tanned, grocery-laden arms for the oldest woman in town, her body double concentrated by time into impossibly small frame. She paid her dues. I would give the coral peonies to my girl the way I used to, but she can't see that they're beautiful, even though it's true. Her nose wrinkles in confusion at their scent. I gave her many reasons to love the blooms, but the heart won't be forced. She wanted me to go away, so I flew. I walk to the flower shop each morning. My front door closes just as the sun creeps over my windowsill. I look up at the too bright sky. It's always there. Even when the heavens feel strange and rare, we move about below. The bloom doesn't care. I smile at the sweet woman who works the cash register. She compliments my outfit choice today and has the grace not to comment on the change in my floral tastes as of late. She's younger than me. I think we give each other hope in different ways. I'm proof that women are allowed to be both unusual and happy. She is proof that new troops are rising in the ranks. She moves quite freely, and I trust that she's going to be okay. I leave that flower shop content, having boiled my bit of the glue that binds us all together. When I move around a bit, my wings generate brave wind, forge a skin-warming day from cold weather. The bouquet I chose fills my apartment with lavender violet lilac scent. Ask anyone in this town about me and they'll say she came and went. Let us rise. We all just want to see the sky, the noon glare and the full moon at midnight. I was taught to observe by wiser kin. I lived for too long as flattened land and learned too well the sound of hungry wind. Today, I'm trending Rubenesque, all glacier-rounded mountains where the air is crisp and fresh. An ancient black cat sits on my soft lap. To hold our elders safe is privilege. We all deserve a shot to see the sky, to marvel at white bridal veils as they drift by. The news tells me that Trump is building camps, but not to worry, little girl. Only the very worst will be so damned. Good sir, do you mean the ones who got trapped between death's robe and taking a chance? We all just want to stroll and sniff the wind. Today I smelled the air and there was fearful blood within. Remember the pictures from back in the day when we got scared after 9/11 and folks disappeared to Guantanamo Bay? I saw ruined and bruised faces. I saw gaunt and rubbed raw wrists. Surely this time we can do better than that shit. We all just want a shot to rise, unmolested by bizarre jealousies, no one protesting because we exist, nothing in the air but the perfume of bodies, witnessed by nothing but soft and loving eyes. We all just want to breathe. Lungs that have done no crime will find their ease. My generation was supposed to be the future, but the past wouldn't step aside, wouldn't die, and it's wonderful that they're all still here, but they won't make room for us. Why not build our families homes instead of camps? Why not give us a fighting chance? We wanted to do more. We wanted to succeed. We took a look at the state of the world and we all got IUDs. We've been trying for decades now to get up off our knees. We all deserve a shot to love the sky. Please just let us rise. Sunrise. When there feels like there will be no sunrise, remember you will always be okay. When you cannot clear the dust from your eyes, remember that your strong feet know the way. When gravity feels like it has a grudge, remember how you used to walk so light. When all you need is one long, warming hug, remember you no longer need to fight. When you feel like you just can't stand yourself, remember that it's okay to sit down. When everything is on the highest shelf, remember that a ladder is allowed. When your mind cannot puzzle what to do, remember I will come to be with you. I spun a thread of luck, twisted it tight, arranged it in a web with my strong hands, so in the dark dissociated night I'd have a sturdy, softened place to land. Oh, little spider, rest your weary paws. Did you know they have sweet, soft kitten feet? You followed every letter of the law. You did your best, but sometimes you get beat. That's not today, sweet spider babe. Hell no. This day your web will hold you safe and sound. You have the space and energy to grow. You find yourself so high above the ground. To wake from sleep and open all 8 eyes. Exhausting, scary, validating, wild. Easier. My life seems to be getting easier. I'm getting more skilled at accepting help. These two concepts, they collude, that's for sure. I used to rely only on myself. Earlier in my life, that way made sense. I wanted to be cooperative, but my caregivers weren't competent and I was just trying to fucking live. Things worked better alone for a while, true, compared to harmful influences, sure. But some time passed, I started to feel blue, and I began to crave a little more. Deep breath, reach out, and try it all again. Surely someone in this world is a friend. I choose. I choose a bad day. Clouds gather at will. When I look for misery, it finds me. Gather a mighty wind that gives a thrill. Use it to scare the storm away with glee. I choose a good day. The filter snaps on. I notice only things that bring me joy. Had to grow new organs, took me real long, but now I digest things that would destroy. I choose what kind of day I'm going to get. I think you'll find the same is true for you. If you look for something, well, then I bet that people will do what you think they'll do. I choose. That is the burden and the gift. I lose when I think agency's a grift. The honey and the knife. Graze knife over steel, dip it in honey. The sharpest blade requires some sweetener. The sugar doesn't mind the edge, you see. It flows around over, between, under. The reason you don't hone honey dippers is that they're all about the rough, the grip. So many edges, fingerprints, sugar. Dippers need grain or the honey will slip. Knives dreaming too long in honey won't slice. They have to find a new way in the world. Some do not care, the honey feels too nice. Sometimes you give it all up for a girl. A knife so crystallized has made a choice. When it stays still, it raises sharpened voice. Properly spent. To play the violin requires distance. Up close, a rasping whisper in your face. The horsehair of the string, it takes a chance. It trusts that it will reach its proper place. The edges of the sound are rough and raw. Do not be fooled by mixing board magic. The violin will allow you to draw so close if you accept what is ragged. The violin can harmonize alone, though it sounds gorgeous with some company. It can find acceptance within its tone and without from those hands that know to please. So draw the bow, but only with intent. The sweetest sound is time properly spent. Hope. Hope is a quiet curiosity. It pads into your room on kitten toes. It settles itself down beside your feet. When you're ready, it will share what it knows. Hope thinks you might not trust it to be real. That's why its claw sometimes gives you a scratch. It wants you to know you're able to feel. That is the glory of life and the catch. Hope cannot root itself in ruined earth. To poor foundation, stones must be removed. No, this work is the kind that shows your worth, to you that is, to whom it should be proved. Hope is beating a sword into a plow. It's working hard to let your heart allow. To-do list. My task of late has been to choose substance, to over and over again appear, to trust others to hold me in this dance, to stay when others say they want me near. A ghost can learn a solid way of life, with time and help and patience and mistakes. Ethereal creature, I am no wife. No love ever thought I had what it takes. A phantom woman can claim solid form. She just needs proper resources, that's all. A life given a chance can become warm. I always get back up each time I fall. The to-do list is long, it never ends, but it's easier when I'm held by friends. Brakes. I hit my brakes so many miles ago. I bore down hard, beheld the angry sparks. The passengers climbed out escape windows. They took their luggage and retrieved their hearts. My brakes can't grip at first. They need some time, some track to figure out what's going on. Always slow, even way back in their prime, and now they waken loudly with a yawn. What happens in the space between action and reaction? A processing occurs, a stillness in the motion of passion. The line between before and after blurs. Slam that stainless steel pedal to the floor and hang onto the handle of the door. Serpent. Rose. She slithers here and there, all forking tongue. She tastes the air where the sweet berries grow, where mice smell the serpent little feet run. She shines beneath the rays of sinking blaze, all thick ropes, coils of muscle memory. She craves a stone where she can spend her days, a boulder holding sun for her beneath. Black as dilated pupils, her fine scales reveal nothing. Is she poison or safe? The whole town knows that dead men tell no tales. If you wish to approach, you trust your fate. The serpent rests patiently in the dirt. She's curious. You here to fight or flirt? Job searches. A man curls over latte and the news. Job searches for another man to be. That seeker of biblical proportions grew too restless in his life. He had to flee. Surrounding, crowds combine, vibrant strangers. Soap bubbles converging, becoming one. Press in, come close, watch as curves rearrange. Choose carefully, it cannot be undone. The pages turn, Job rakes them with his eyes. One column, then the next, each line in turn. He knows just what he seeks, but where to find. A finished paper's only good to burn. If he would simply raise his eyes to see, perhaps he would decide to notice me. Litany. Let each of us have dignity at least. Let us feel worthy, loved, human, and whole. Let us have ready shelter from the beasts who seek to consume us, body and soul. Let each of us feel safe inside ourselves. Let us find what we seek when we reach out. Let us grow spreading wings of ringing bells and visit those far shores we've read about. Let us land softly where our feet alight. Let us find solid, floral, fertile ground. Let us warm our hands in syrup sunshine, feel where we will someday come back around. A person who is given what they need will find a way to give back what they seek. Black and blue. Out for a walk, I noticed wind pick up. It kisses the left side of my sweet face. I glance that way, black cloud wall, ragged rough. The opposite direction, pale blue grace. I think I have some time before the rain. I grew up in the country after all. One thing you learn to tell if you have brains, just how long it will be before drops fall. I settle at the park to write some words, the ones you're reading now to be exact. Some little kids play nearby, tiny blurs. Their minds are filled with feelings, dreams, and facts. A roaming raindrop cozies with my phone. I guess I better pack up, head for home. Wooden wheel. A year compressed into a single day. A loss, and then another loss. I cannot stress enough I'll be okay, though lately my poor ship's been getting tossed. The test, the question, cling tight or let go. A wooden wheel strains hard against the waves. The fish would tell me to join them below. The birds would say the air is where I'm saved. The lesson hurts a little less each time, but questions, they get mean when confronted. If wishing on a star is made a crime, show me on America's Most Wanted. A mermaid throws tresses over shoulder, advises me to act a bit bolder. Revolutionary. I burned the village where we were captive. The handcuffs tossed in the cauldron to melt. Threw my chains in there too, couldn't help it. You would agree if you knew how I felt. Turn your eyes to the town celebrating. A crowd of prisoners, all now released. If you feel trapped, you best get escaping. I didn't kill these guards only for me. Alarms are singing out, they harmonize. Don't worry, I'll shut down the power grid. Just focus on yourself and your own flight. I'll deal with the authorities' bullshit. Look at these wings, this face. I'm not afraid. I'll take the heat. Get out, get yours, get paid. Tea time. If you can't stop him, try to enjoy it. That's what I heard the old lawmaker say. If you can relax, it won't hurt one bit. Remind me, just how were you dressed that day? Think carefully. The answer means jail time. Don't shame a good man just 'cause you're a slut. Did you invite that boy to cross the line? Did you pull away when he grabbed your butt? Those skinny jeans don't slide off on their own. He had to have some help, I do suspect. Girl, don't bring this nice boy with good name down. It's his reputation we must protect. The old lawmaker works for him, not me. They're planning their tea time later this week. Sweet air. I opened the window, tasted the air. A crowd of voices drifted up to me. A rough group of men headed to the fair, the type to tell you that's just how it be. A cozy club of boys, so unaware that I had slipped outside to follow them. I craved to know if they could even care or if they truly just act on their whims. I listened to them talk and never heard the fear that threads through girl conversations. They flew as light and easy as the birds. I was raised to fear them all as rapists. The air is sweeter for a straight white man. Acknowledge privilege. I know you can. Fool. I don't concern myself with foolish men. I am intimidating. They cower. You're hard to read, one of those fools once said. That's the whole point. That's where lies my power. I'm not a newspaper. No headlines here. I don't care if my face is readable. But those lovers of words, bring yourselves near. For you, my hands and heart are all too full. A foolish man spies my straight spine and shies. Oh gods, how to stand powerful women! Those broads who carry sharpened swords and knives, bodies toughened with soft hearts tucked within. No offense meant, little buddy, you're fine. Fools who love weak women will not be mine. Power steering. Some days I feel like everyone but me is equipped with built-in power steering, actuators shining, buffed up to gleam, hydraulic or electric, they're the thing. Me, on the other hand, I'm manual. I need some muscle when the turning comes. Change, so easy for others, brings me hell. The power steering folks think I'm no fun. Don't look for actuators, there's no use. I had them, but they were taken away. I deserved to be power steering too. Abuse wins when it happens every day. Therapy time, a scrapyard, they're the same. Each one of them a puzzle piecing game. Bad bitch. Best recognize a bad bitch as she walks. Wise folks give her a wide berth on the street. Her gown is all 9 yards, feathered as phlox. Her style is just divine, it can't be beat. The bad bitch glances your way with a grin. She looks you up and down, evaluates. She just might take you home. Is that a win? Or will you learn the truth a bit too late? When you get close, the bad bitch grabs your wrist. The underworld is calling. Time to go. You wrench your arm from her grip with a twist. If she had asked, you would have told her no. Bad bitch is walking. Best keep your eyes down. Stay quiet till she reaches edge of town. Facial. My facial care routine started at 10. That is, 10 years of age, not time of day. I worried about wrinkles in my skin. I should have been focused on children's play. I wanted SPF against the sun. I feared under-eye lines, she spider's lace. But what was I expecting to happen? Why was my self-esteem appearance-based? I grew up at the feet of a woman, oversteeped in 1950s girlhood. To her brown eyes, it simply made no sense that people who look ugly can be good. The trick is, ugly isn't a real thing. It's just a made-up, hurtful hornet sting. Taste and see. Oh, taste and see, the Bible said to me, one little brown-haired girl with hazel eyes. Oh, fear no evil, pages whispered sweet. Strong smell of incense overpowered lies. How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord. How ugly was the daily life I saw. The nuns told me I would see my reward the day I laid in my funeral plot. I'm sorry, Bible, I gave you a read, cover to cover, every chapter verse. I like to know the things of which I speak, voice unaccompanied by thoughts the worst. I tasted and I saw both book and life, each one a unique, gorgeous, sharpened knife. Undeterred. A certain type of vulnerable's hot in women I have observed over time, but when it comes to the things that I've got, the boys don't ever want to come be mine. I cannot put my finger on the gap where my CV could use some bolstering. Each time I'm not the one, another slap. Another time I'm tossed out of the ring. I cannot be the key if I'm the lock. I cannot shrink myself small and fit in. I submit to the power that I've got. I kill it when I lose and when I win. Is there a man who wants to be with that, undeterred by the feathers in my cap? Finery. I grind my teeth at night studiously, the way a jeweler works away at gems. The mouthguard helps, but my jaw wants to be so hard at work forgetting where it's been. I wake to find my face in a grimace, my asshole clenched real tight as well most times. Never formed clear memories of the hits. When I try to look for them, I'm just blind. That doesn't mean that they don't come back some days. I just don't get to choose when I recall the reasons for the times I feel afraid, while folks around me seem to be so calm. Get me a set of loops so I may see the pins concealed within my finery. Brush fire. Where were you when the brush fire stole the trees? Asleep? Curled up so tight in your blankets? I hope you understand the worth of peace. The brush fire burned bright, said I should thank it. My resin dripped slow down my legs, molten. My spines opened, long stiffened, so creaky. Above, the sun pierced the night sky golden. All around my feet, piles of bursting seeds. A raging flame is made for a purpose. It will not be welcomed by all creatures. It does destroy. For some, it makes things worse. Damp flesh will be cut on its sharp features. The brush fire came, ignored all the road signs. It consumed all, whispered to me, "You're mine." Write or die. I write to turn my feet from the cliff's edge, direct them to the safety of the town. Each word a fence blocking me from the ledge, each paragraph a lasso on a frown. I write because I am so alive now. That didn't always used to be the case. Wanted to die, I just didn't know how to stay numb to keep up a pretty face. I write because if I had to live it, it's clear now, I know how bad my life was, then I deserve to talk about damage. I'm evidence, I'm history, this blood. I write because finally I can speak. Let's see what kind of chaos I can wreak. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my younger self. She dissected life like a scientist, to mostly learn from books upon a shelf. So many socialization cues missed. Observing all the girls in the classroom, looking for how to act in the right way. Raised in the style of an institution, my life was about easing my mom's day. I parented myself, Kintsugi girl. I read the magazines of womanhood. Perfect shade of lip smackers, berry swirl. If you get kissed, you simply must taste good. To learn to be a woman is a trip. If you're lucky, hands catch you when you slip. Prophet. What is prophet whose tongue cannot speak? Just wringing hands and visionary eye. You best let a good prophet say her piece. Her voice will be heard, she won't be denied. A prophet speaks so that she will not burst. Her silver toes are sprinting down the road. She can outrun crowds even at her worst. She gains more speed when she sets down her load. A woman so released cannot be held, perhaps by gentle hands, but not by chains. She will not cease preaching, she has to tell. A hurt kept secret only brings more pain. Oh, prophet, when is it your turn to rest? Do you know that you aced your final test? Understandable, but wrong. My mother thought kids take care of parents. It's understandable. It was her life. When her mother gave birth to the youngest, the epidural left her paralyzed. My mother was the eldest at 7. A fourth sibling, James, died along the way. 3 children still left outside of heaven. My mom tried to get them from day to day. She went with them into an orphanage until the court case settled with the docs. She never reckoned with all of her rage from stolen childhood tossed among the rocks. She thought the daughters take charge very young. It wasn't normal. I knew it was wrong. Confession. I have a confession to give today. There is no kneeler here. There is no priest. I grow so weary of unwanted weight. Please let me in. Let me attend the feast. The secrets that I wish to share are these. When I see parents who love their children out loud, measurably, in words and deeds, it broils me black with scalding red offense. I never got that love myself, you see. It's not that anything is going wrong. The good parents are fine. It's all just me, went without validation for so long. I wish that I could be those little kids, be comforted, be wanted, be like them. Teams. I've worked for many husband and wife teams. Bar owners tend to come in pairs like that. One sunny day, I noticed that it seems the wife always wears the cheerleader cap. She spreads the word so far and wide with ease. She tells the people, come see what he does. I always wonder when I see these queens, does being support staff give them a buzz? He's just passionate, one brave wife explained, trying to make his outburst seem okay. My tongue was silent, but my look was pained. I quit that damn job the very next day. I have witnessed the husband and wife team. I did not see the wife pursue her dream. Crepe date. I got stood up today for a crepe date. I have to say, it didn't feel the best. I stood in chilly Boston wind to wait. Show up on time or early, the first test. I gave him 15 minutes past the hour to text or call or message anything. At quarter past, well, this girl hit the door. Come on, man, I'm not asking for a ring, just punctuality or courtesy. I know sometimes things really do come up, but your first impression on good pussy shows some smart women exactly what is what. I gussed up today for a crepe date. Maybe some other fish will take the bait. Let us be stars. Oh, Lord, the tower's walking down the street. She's not concerned with us. Avert your eyes. Step lively now. Her lightning's at your feet. At least your cape looks pretty as you fly. Oh, Lord, the red planet casts its shadow. The crown is struck. It tumbles to the ground. The fools, the kings, the popes, they all must go. The tower doesn't want those men around. Fierce lady sweeps her hand across the sky. She sprinkles flame like salt-based seasoned steak. Oh Lord, how very limited our time, yet mortality never a mistake. The angry tower isn't in her prime. Let us be stars, drink deeply, so divine. The whites of your eyes. The whites of your sweet eyes, they contain lines. A folded map of sleepless nights and tears. So angry at the corners, inflamed fire trails tracing to the iris from your fear. The colorful island remains untouched. It stands by as the blood swirls in the waves. It cannot help, it does not have enough. It has resources, but they must be saved. The angry lions retreat and surrender to heal a quiet period of rest. Ask sweetly, death will go where you send her. Be careful though, she will require a test. The whites of your eyes deserve to be clear. You'll be quite safe one day, kid, have no fear. I have just a couple more poems to read for you today. Thank you to everyone who joined. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. Just wanted to let you know that my book, Give It a Home, is available for purchase on Barnes & Noble's website. So please check that out if you enjoyed what you heard today. I will also have some signed copies available that will include some fun goodies. Those will be available sometime next week. So stay tuned for that announcement. I'm very excited about that. So a couple more poems and then we'll call it a day. Little girl. A little girl is meant to be kept safe, not patriarchally, but out of love. A soft, cozy shelter, a sweet, safe place. These are the hazy things that I dreamed of. A wee person, tiny hands, big feelings. A person who cannot care for herself. Remember with whom it is you're dealing. Young girls should not be forced to share their wealth. The sole appropriate touch is gentle. The only way to speak is quietly. The single option is kindness to her. Be careful, thin trust breaks so easily. To be a little girl, a state of mind. It happens in strange places on timelines. Lock. I did not think that I was so complex, but when the men came, they beat me with fists. They sank to knees in frustration, bent necks. They did not think to make my dial twist. I never said that I would not explain, but not one of those men would let me speak. The way to open locks is not with pain, not by forcing the lock to think it's weak. The men could not make me comply, and so they told me that I must be defective. They pointed to the door, it's time to go, but they forgot that this is where I live. A lock that will not yield is not broken. Effortlessly, gentle hands can open. Mushroom cloud. The smoky cloud is hard to see at first. It could be anything, no need to fret. There's no good reason to assume the worst. It isn't time for us to worry yet. But when the cloud grows higher than the trees, when its lining seems to be all aflame, when you see the birds all rising to flee, you'll understand that life is not a game. The hypervigilant eyes are not here, ran hard at sight of burnt and blackened branch. The only ones left now have faced their fear, but only because they received a chance. Terror is not the only way to live, baby. Just let it drop on through the sieve. This will be the last poem I share with you today. Once again, thank you to everyone who joined. I really appreciate you spending time with me. Shame storm. A shame storm is a certain type of beast. Best tie the hair back, winds can come on strong. I see it blowing in hard from the east. I run to the cellar, I don't have long. 1,000 beating fists leave dents in steel. You're in trouble, no dinner, go to bed. Don't cry, I'll give you something bad to feel. Leave me alone or you'll wish you were dead. The shame will wrap its hands around my neck, convince me that I'm still breathing just fine. Then once I exhale my hot final breath, shame dons me like a suit, goes for a drive. A shame storm wants to make me a zombie. I'll keep my eyes sharp, I'll keep my mind free. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please go to barnesandnoble.com and buy my book, Give It a Home. Also, stay tuned. I will have signed copies available next week. Yay! I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining me for some poetry. Have a good one. Bye.